All right, guys. Welcome back to another stream. So, guys, I actually kind of want to make this one a little bit more of a highlight. Well, actually, we're gonna go over a few things, right? We'll go over some community stuff. We'll go over the pretty much the man that defeated Lerdsila, right? This guy. So I want to go over actually Gabriel Varga. So a lot of you guys probably know of him. Let me pull this up. A lot of you guys probably know of him. All right, but he actually fought Lerdsila a long time ago, and pretty much I want to pretty much shed light, or I'm sorry, shine light to Gabriel Varga. He's been making content for a very long time. Where are we at here? Like, guys, this guy has been making content and pushing out content for a very long time, and I'll tell you right now, his content is amazing. And again, guys, this is not. I've never personally talked to the guy. I've never reached out to him yet or anything like this. I'm literally just making this content right now, this video, just because I started binge watching all of his stuff, even all of his old stuff. Guys, he's a 6-time pro kickboxing world champion, but he's like an actual, like, 6-time pro kickboxing champion. All right? What I mean by that, there's some guys that are like really pro champs and all that, but for their maybe smaller organizations, or maybe they never really faced really good competition. Guys, this dude is legit, all right? He is a legit 6-time world champion. And I've been watching all this stuff, right? And I actually have been using it in my own sparring and technique and all that stuff. And guys, it's actually been crazy. It's actually been crazy to see. Because first off, why haven't I seen him earlier? And second off, all you guys should see his stuff. But either way, right? He actually puts out really, really good content. And, he's a super high-level fighter. And you don't see that often. You don't really see a lot of high-level fighters actually putting out good content. So for me, it's kind of crazy to actually see this. And I wanted to go over a couple of his things. And if you guys watch a lot of his fights, he breaks down a lot of his fights. And I thought he did an amazing job, right? I thought he did an amazing job of explaining how to actually really fight against a Muay Thai fighter, how to stop them, what's the best thing to do against them, and so on and so forth. And to be honest, guys, also at the same time, he actually shows us and he implements it in his own entire fight, right? So this was a while ago. This was in, it wasn't 4 years ago. It was a while ago, guys. So that's why the quality is not going to be the best. This is literally just the only content. This is the only quality we have of the actual video right now. But pretty much he fought Lerdsila, and this is like when Lerdsila was still very active and still fighting. And if you guys actually watch his channel, he does a whole breakdown of his perspective. But I just kind of want to break it down on my side.
Level is second to none, isn't it, Kieran?
It is, yo. I've seen Lerdsila fight many times at stadiums in Thailand. Very elusive, but...
And guys, also, this is not the first time that Gabriel Varga has ever came out and fought a Thai and successfully won against them. And guys, he's going against Lerdsila, who is one of the most evasive, tricky fighters Muay Thai has ever seen.
Varga is a tremendous punch combination fight. He will throw non-stop, heavy shots.
Varga!
Will Lerdsila be able to prepare himself for the heat from Gabriel?
Is scheduled for three-minute rounds according to the K1 rules. Once the action begins, the referee in charge is Dan.
The only thing I will say was that this wasn't a Muay Thai fight, so it is a little bit different, unless I'm wrong about that. But nonetheless, you'll see that Varga actually does a good job within the clinch, within the rules, and he really just shows an exact example of how you're supposed to fight these type of fighters.
Steel.
This, me and I was saying to you earlier, this could be...
Because what I love about Varga is that he's obviously from Canada, so he's a very disciplined fighter. They have awesome technique, and this is going to be the convention.
The crazy part about all this stuff is that, like, guys, I had never heard of this guy until recently. And then I started watching his videos and I was like, wow, okay, it's time to lock in.
Versus the unconventional, because they're very...
The hand
Of the crowd.
He's a total entertainer.
There you go. That's where we'll do some...
He does. He's an entertainer.
He will.
He's a total entertainer.
There you go. Those heavy kicks.
Varga is a...
So pretty much, right, if you guys watch his breakdown, I'm going to break it down myself, but if you guys watch his breakdown, he explains a lot of his actual perspective on this. But pretty much what he said was that, like, you cannot let these Thai fighters just kick, right? So you guys are going to notice a lot of times, anytime Lerdsila just kicks, he always has to throw something back. And it's a really good point, right? the best components a Muay Thai fighter has is the clinch and the kicking, right? Obviously, right? They practice the kick a million times every single day. So pretty much you cannot let them get comfortable kicking because they'll literally just kick your arm off. So if you guys notice, every time he kicks, he's going to be doing something back to make sure that anytime Lerdsila kicks, he doesn't think it's safe to just kick.
A technician.
You can see that he's been doing his homework, hasn't he?
Varga will give it him.
And Lerdsila, who's, you know, he's got some heavy kicks, but he's got to watch out.
Varga.
Even this, right? So a lot of people don't understand why Lerdsila is so good, or they don't understand like when they mean by he's such a tricky fighter. Guys, just doing this, right, where he's keeping his head down, right, where he's pretty much pushing Gabriel's head down. In the beginning, this doesn't seem like much, but even with a 3-round fight, 5-round fight, guys, this gets you tired. All right, and these are little tricks that he does that he knows nobody's going to call him out on. He's not going to get in trouble for it, but it zaps the energy. And this is just little tricky stuff that gets in your head mentally when you're fighting somebody. Like, you're not going to expect him to be doing these type of little things.
Just got to keep his head up to watch the knee of Lerdsila.
Again, we got the hot pink going, so...
Will the pink power strike again for me, St.
It's
John?
the knee that scores in the K1 rules, the first knee. Cannot let a tie load up with kicks because they would just...
Again, right? Every single time Lerdsila kicks, guys, he is going to be throwing something back. You cannot let a Thai fighter just sit there and kick you because then you're just never going to win. You're going to be going for a long, long day.
Shit through, but great counter there from Gabriel.
Lerdsila taunting him, egging him on.
Lerdsila will do this. Vargas knows about this. His coach from Iron Tiger, Alan, knew about this anyway.
Gabriel's just got to keep hunting him down.
So, right, this was actually a really good. This was actually a crazy moment too, because literally in the first round, like I said, this is within the first minute, guys. Gabriel Varga.
Gabriel's just got to keep hunting him down.
Gabriel Varga actually lands a clean knockdown, and they consider this like they didn't really consider this a knockdown for some reason. But you guys will see, guys, this was a clean knockdown. Lerdzila's whole entire body goes limp for a second, but his recovery was insane. I actually don't know how you go from being knocked out, the second you touch the ground, you wake up and you have your wits about you. But again, the ties are built different, so this is just kind of the norm a little bit, I guess.
Oh!
Like, look at him. He thought he won the fight and everything.
Surely that's an 8 count.
That was a knockdown!
Guys, again, and this is just to prove to you, right? Anyone else, guys, goes to sleep. They're done. But again, this is what makes some people different, right? I will say, right, you can't really train the head. So him being able to just take a punch, this is really more just sheer willpower. This is just more heart. And then also, some people are just gifted, man. Some people just, they will not go down. You have to just beat them in a fight. You're not going to knock them out. And this was a good example right here.
That was a knockdown.
That was legitimate knockdown! Oh my goodness!
Oh, he's
I told you
some shots
Vargas
now.
was dangerous!
Great straight right by Varga.
Beautiful shot!
It's exactly what you've got to do with some Thai fighters to start playing. Is put the pressure on with heavy hands.
It's not Muay Thai, it's K1. It's a different rhythm altogether. Another left up there by Gabriel.
And if you guys notice, right, what Gabriel's doing a lot of here
Gabriel has some amazing boxing.
is pretty much he's not giving time, right? He's like pretty much he's smothering Lerdsila. He's not letting him do what he wants to do. Because Lerdsila, if you guys give him all the space in the world, and if you make it a technical fight, guys, he's going to make you miss. He's going to stunt on you. He's going to do a bunch of crazy stuff. So pretty much the game plan that, you know, Gabriel had the most of the time was just to smother him. Keep him close, right? And then pretty much just start working the hands the second he got in range.
Very hard puncher.
You know, it's
I
effective
thought that was a
scoring.
knockdown, did you?
I did.
Oh, it was definitely a knockdown.
It's effective scoring that scores, and you know the heavy shots are
Look
great.
at those punches.
He wanted this fight.
Fast, he's accurate.
Lerdsila needs to get off the ropes and start fighting back.
He's determined, isn't he, Gabriel?
Certainly is.
Look at
He was
that
very
determination.
disciplined.
Nice team there by Lerdsila.
Great double jabs.
And again, guys, right? Even though this is kind of like the game style, a game plan a little bit. Even if you guys know that you're going to be taking a few punches in, a few kicks in, it doesn't really matter, because the thing is, if you start crowding these guys and you can get them so that their actual back is on the ring and the ropes, then you can actually start unloading and they can't do what they want to do, right? Because Lerdsila, we all know what Lerdsila wants to do. Lerdsila wants to go ahead and run around. He wants to be evasive. He wants to move around a lot. But pretty much, guys, you gotta. That's his number one thing, right? His number one thing is the trickery, is the movements, the evasiveness. If you can shut that down by pretty much cornering him, by just inching your way in, right? And to be honest, guys, if you have a strong body, Gabriel will talk about this a lot. If you have a strong body, if you keep that high guard up and kind of just keep checking your legs as you're moving forward, there's not really much he can do, right? He just has to fight you at that point.
Straight right by Varga.
Do you know what? Lerdsila knows he's in a fight now. Look at his face. He's completely changed from the beginning.
Lerdzila's had some really bad opponents, hasn't he? Easy fights over the last few years. And this kid's come to fight.
And guys, also understand that even though Gabriel did win this fight, it was not an easy fight, like at all. All right, because if you could see, you know, he actually has so many. Lerdsila has so many answers for a lot of what Gabriel Varga wanted to do. So if you guys really watch the match, even though Gabriel did win, it was not an easy fight at all.
He's come to win. He really has.
You cannot take Varga lightly.
Don't get me wrong, though, Lerdsila is a bag of tricks and a talented man. But this Gabriel Vargas wants it.
You know, the Canadian fighters are so disciplined.
So tough. Look at the condition, though. Incredible. Ripped to the bone.
Right? So another perfect example here. So again, this is right here, right? This is Lerdzila's evasiveness. He throws a teep while leaning on the rings. He's amazing at this. But again, if he had more space, he gets out of here clean and safe. Nobody could touch him. But that's the whole point. When you get these type of tricky fighters, if you can get their backs to the rope and you can just stay there and stay in the fire, he has nowhere else to go, guys. He's leaning on the ring and he misses, like he dodges one punch. But guys, just don't throw one punch. You have to throw in combination the second you get him on the ring. Because if you see what happens here,
So tough. Look.
He catches him with a two as he comes back.
The condition, though. Incredible. Ripped to the bone.
Lerdsila showing a good chin, though, as well. Kieran.
Yeah,
Good chin, but he's taking a beating, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Lerdsila taking some heavy punches.
Great left hook to the body.
Always watch that hook to the body of Gabriel Varga. All the time off a combination, he just ends it.
He holds his hands aloft, Gabriel Vargas. Massive deficit in experience. But I tell you something, Lerdzila's in trouble.
Yeah, Lerdzila's having difficulty.
So actually pretty good rounds from Gabriel Varga here. He definitely won that first round just off of pressure and damage. Like, guys, literally, he got knocked out there. It's crazy. He got knocked out, and he woke back up. I have no idea how Lerdsila survived that, actually. Oh, my bad, hold on. Oh, man, what am I doing? My bad, guys. Give me a second here. But yeah, no, it's actually kind of crazy, right? Because if you watch this...
Anyway.
Gabriel's just got to keep hunting him down.
Oh! Puts down Lerdsila!
Oh, my bad, guys.
For sure.
I accidentally went backwards.
Guaranteed it.
It's definitely entertaining.
Round 2 of this 3 minutes.
Halfway through, falling to the canvas.
But yeah, so again, right, Gabriel Varga, he also talks about this on his breakdown, guys, that pretty much if you're going to be fighting a Muay Thai fighter, they are very traditional and conventional. So they know, you know, they're very good against the straight punches, the looping punches. You kind of have to throw a little bit of different stuff, a couple wild things, unorthodox type of techniques. And that's why he tries to throw that spinning back fist. I will say, Gabriel Varga did get a little excited after he hit this one right here. Right?
There you go.
So he throws a spinning back fist off of a check, which is kind of crazy. And guys, it looks like Lerdzila's straight out right here.
Boom.
Like, I actually don't know how Lerdsila survived this.
He was actually knocked
But then,
out. He was actually knocked out, but then sort of revived halfway.
but yeah, then Lerdsila stands up like it never happened. It was kind of crazy. But again, right, this is the whole point of being a little bit unorthodox, right? Because you kind of have to, you know, get a little tricky when it comes to actually fighting your opponent sometimes.
Through, falling to the canvas.
You gotta give
That's the problem with being an unconventional fighter. You risk that. It's a risky style.
But he has had people want any guaranteed it round. That's in an absolute mesmerizing round 2 of this 3-minute round action. Gabriel Vargas in an absolute mesmerizing contest with Lerdsila.
And guys, right? Again, this type of stuff, right? This I would even say showboating. I'm not even too sure what to call this, but these little tricks within the fights that Lerdsila likes to do to kind of get in the head and entertain the crowd. If you're fighting your opponent and he's doing some type of stuff like this to you, guys, all you can do is make sure your emotions are in check and just stay locked in. Because if you let this get in your head, man, like, it's not gonna work. Dafty boy, you're trash, bro. Link up and get the ones. Yo, come on, bro. Where you at? Let me know. Let me know. Where you be training at, bro? Let's go get him.
Well, he's playing all the tricks. He shouldn't be doing that, though.
Referee won't have that.
Well, Varga, apparently I've been told he's been training for 10 weeks, just like a machine, non-stop. There you go. That's punches there from Lerdsila. That was better.
Lerdsila, nice combinations from him. You can't write Lerdsila out of this. It's all about work rate and pressure.
The pressure here from Gabriel Varga is incredible.
Great jab. And Varga remains very patient.
It doesn't score. Grabbing round the back and climbing up people doesn't score. Punches and kicks do. This is K1.
Tell you what, Vargas has done his homework though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He really has.
Oh.
Alan's a great coach. Alan from Iron Tiger's a fantastic coach. He knows.
So, guys, also a little bit of fight IQ, right? So you see Gabriel Varga. So Lerdsila is trying to get out, right, to the right side. His right side, our left side. And if you see Gabriel Varga, as he's trying to get out of this corner, he's making sure that he's taking small steps to the outside of Lerdsila so that he can't just escape easily. And honestly, I see a lot of people letting... Guys, if you have somebody cornered, do not let them get out of the corner, right? Limit their options. And you'll see Gabriel Varga does an amazing job of doing that the whole entire fight.
His stuff.
Look at that.
There you go, putting pressure on Lerdsila again. 3 or 4 punches, you can't evade them.
Varga really knows how to turn into those punches. He's making an incredible boxer.
He is, yeah. He's just stalking him down, putting him against the ropes, isn't he? And then just pinning him.
And I will say too, right, man. Again, I know what the title says, and you know, Gabriel Varga did do a good job of winning. But Lerdsila, guys, this is just how you actually fight a taller fighter.
He's making an incredible boxer.
Boom, boom, right? So
He is, yeah. He's just stalking him down, putting him
1-2, right? And then pretty much, right, at this point, you have him already cradled up. If this was Muay Thai rules, I think the fight goes a little bit differently maybe. Because Lerdsila actually gets in a beautiful position to actually get into the clinch and throw something right away. It's just that since obviously it wasn't Muay Thai rules, you can only do so much. But this is what you really want to do to get off the ring, right? Throw something hard back and then try to close that distance.
against the ropes,
Right here, there's the knee, there's a sweep, there's a lot there.
isn't he? And then just pinning him with some great punches.
We're not having him boxing here. We're keeping him at K1 because this guy's going to be a superstar. Can't steal him. Going forward, a right hand lead. Good knee as well. Strength from Varga.
Strength, determination, just condition as well.
He's the calmest guy out there. What?
I don't know. That's why I got to beat F and stop him. Man.
And normally I would expect Varga to keep the distance a little more instead of going in and closing the gap, but I assume that Lerdsila is just so unconventional.
Because Lerdsila stays on the ropes a lot.
Right.
If you pressure him, he stays on the ropes, but Varga can play to that and put 3 punches,
Right,
moving
just
your head and
eggs him
smiling.
in.
Yeah, and you'll hear the announcers pretty much saying, why isn't Gabriel Varga staying the distance? Because, right, traditionally, if you're the taller fighter, you should just be able to have more range and throw from the outside. But against Lerdsila, you can't do that, right? You cannot play the range game. You can't make it a technical fight. You have to kind of make it more of a nasty fight where you guys are just getting into the pocket. Because although you are taller and technically you're supposed to have more range than Lerdsila in this situation, guys, you cannot be Lerdsila on a technical game, on a technical fight. You know, he's just too tricky. So you have to kind of make it more of a dogfight like Gabriel just did this whole entire fight. Smother him and throw away his options.
He can't do it. It's not Muay Thai. He can't trip. He can't elbow. He can't hold on and clinch. This is pure work. It's a different sport altogether.
Or have him be president.
It took Borkal Porpram up many years to adapt, didn't it, Kieran?
He did, yeah. And, you know, he adapted boxing as well to his game.
But still, the skills of Lerdsila, his evasive skills are incredible. Eyes.
Yeah, great defensive
You know,
skill.
150 fights in Thailand. You know, he's got all the skills. He's finding it hard, isn't he?
Yeah.
The swarm.
And you know, I do give props to all the Thais coming down to kickboxing to try to fight. And I don't know if it has to do with money or, you know, maybe just there's not enough fame in Muay Thai or whatever the case is. But in my opinion, right, obviously you throw away a few of your options and it's hard to transition. But you've been seeing so many Muay Thai fighters come out to kickboxing and actually dominate and do well. And you know, it seems like the only problem they really have are against the very, very experienced kickboxers that know that they could, you know, they could punch a Muay Thai fighter and then smother them and not really get in too much danger because there's no clinch, right? Or it's going to get broken up pretty easily. And, you know, as of now, it doesn't look like the Muay Thai fighters have an exact option or an exact, you know, solution for it just yet. But I think if you give it a few more years, the Muay Thai fighters are going to be catching up to the kickboxers pretty fast.
He's coming forward. That's
Big
Gabriel
though,
Varga.
isn't he, Varga, as well? He's big for him.
And also, right, that's why I say if you're going to have a base, right, if you're going to try to find a base for striking, start with Muay Thai. Because to go from Muay Thai to kickboxing, it's way easier of a transition than it is from going from kickboxing to Muay Thai, right? Because if you know how to use the clinch, although in kickboxing you can't really use the clinch, you still have a basis on the basics of how to use the clinch. If you're going from kickboxing to Muay Thai and you go against a clinch fighter, I mean, guys, it's going to be a long, long day.
But you know, the conventional versus the unconventional, I got to go with the conventional.
Okay,
I'm going to say the more disciplined fighter will always take the fight. Not always, but I'm
Lovely
going to
switch.
predict he's going to take
Stop!
the fight.
Step back. Let's go. Jump in this fight.
He's pressing him again, Lerdsila. Needs to get off them ropes. He doesn't punch hard enough. He's not a banger. He's very dangerous with the high kicks.
I love that double jab right, though.
Hands are free. Let's go.
Great knee there in the middle.
The hands are
It's
free.
another round for
This
Varga.
kid's a star.
Great round.
This kid's a star. Vargas is a star, but still, Lerdzila's beautiful technique, moving his head off the ropes, but he stays on the ropes.
Yeah, another good round. Another good round. Honestly, I give that one to Varga again. I'm not saying by complete domination, but just due to pressure and landing good punches. You know, Lerdzila's doing an amazing job of actually not getting hit clean by a lot of techniques. But when it comes to actual pressure and landing clean punches, you know, Gabriel's pretty much just the one landing the better hits here. He actually had an amazing game plan, and this is why watching film, watching tape on your opponent is so important, because you would have never thought about doing this. Like, let's say Gabriel Varga and Lerdsila just fought out of nowhere one day, right? And there was no film, there was no way you could see his past fights or their past fights. I think the fight goes completely different, because fighting these type of creative fighters is very, you know, it's very tough, especially round one. You know, fighting a more traditional fighter is a little bit easier just because you already know what they're going to do. Even though, you know, if a tight guard and all that, it's very, very tough. You know, it's tough regardless. But again, if you're fighting a conventional fighter compared to an untraditional fighter, or unconventional compared to an unconventional fighter, it's always going to be hard to adapt to an unconventional fighter, right? An example of this is, guys, in my gym, we have a capoeira fighter, right? And every time I go against him, guys, for sparring, guys, it takes me a bit to just get used to him, because he moves different, he reacts different, he twitches different, everything's different about it, right? So this is the whole point. Like, you know, again, what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're gonna fight somebody, do as much research as you can on them, because if I personally think if Varga didn't have all the film that he had on Lerdsila, the fight is a little bit tougher for Gabriel. I don't know if it goes the way it's going right now. But again, maybe it does. Gabriel's an amazing fighter.
That's a nice kick to the head.
They're telling Gabe to not sit back and put the pressure on. That's exactly what he's supposed to do.
Lerdzila's head movement's incredible, though. His eyes, great eyes, great dexterity. He's going to have to knock Varga out, though, with a high
He's
kick
not
or
going to be
something.
doing it in that position.
Oh, that was a nice,
No,
Lovely. Look at
nice
that.
right
That's
hook
incredible.
by Lerdsila.
he can't stay on the ropes. He's not rope
No, and
protected.
if I was Varga, I would get in the middle of the ring and say, no, you want to fight, you come to me.
High kick there to the side of the head of Lerdsila. Again, a hard kick. Good left hook to the body, followed by a low kick.
Determined. I'll tell you what, the fitness actually and the engine of
He
Varga
wants it,
is
Kieran.
incredible. Yeah.
This way he wants it.
Stop. Step back. Let's
Meanwhile,
go.
the opponents.
Yeah, honestly, this is pretty much how round 3 all went, guys. You know, I'll kind of save you on that. The rest of round 3 pretty much went this way. Actually, now we'll watch it.
Again, a hard kick. Good left hook to the body, followed by a low kick.
Yeah, and if you guys are just watching, this is Gabriel Varga versus Lerdsila. Gabriel Varga had an amazing game plan. His game plan was pretty much move forward, long boxing combinations, and he's going to keep the high guard up. And if Lerdsila wants to attack his body, his mentality was, I'm going to keep a strong body so that I'll eat the body kicks, body punches, body teeps, whatever it is, so that I can eventually squeeze in and get a nice long boxing combination and get him to the ropes.
Determined. I'll tell you what, the fitness actually and the engine of
He
Varga
wants it,
is
Kieran.
incredible. Yeah.
This is what he wants it.
Stop! Step back. Let's
I mean,
go.
what an
Kelly.
opponent
Hands
to
are free.
have,
Gotta
the
work
first
on the
opponent to
inside.
have is Lerdsila. You know,
It's true. Oh, great!
My God, guys, again,
first
like,
opponent to have is Lerdsila. You know,
It's true.
guys, I don't know if you've ever felt how it feels to get kicked in the shin, get kicked in the face, especially by a bone. Guys, imagine a bat, right? A bat literally just hitting you guys right on the jaw, right on the temple. That's how it feels to get hit, guys, with a head kick, especially from a trained head kick. The fact that Lerdsila just eats this like it's nothing, it to me makes zero sense. Guys, the other day I got kicked in the head by in a sparring match by one of the guys, and he had shin guards on, right? He kicked me right here, right on the temple. Guys, I'm telling you, I was like my balance was messed up for like 3 seconds, and I didn't even notice. I got kicked here. It didn't hurt that bad, but then right after it happened, I felt my balance feel a little bit weird, and I was like, whoa, what just happened? You know? So imagine just bare shin right on the chin. And guys, this is where you get knocked out. All right? If you get hit in these sweet spots, more like here, right? This is where you get knocked out. Guys, Lerdsila just got straight up shin right here. Maybe, I guess, the bottom of the foot a little bit. Up here in the forehead, you could take a little bit more of the punches. Over here, you get discombobulated and you lose your balance. Over here, you get KO'd. So, insane. Nakamura, what's up, my guy?
Oh, great high kick. That hurt as well because I saw it. Lerdsela's mouth is open. He did feel that.
He did, and his guard's down. Well, his guard's down a lot,
putting the
though.
pressure on now.
Very unconventional.
Gabriel Varga, what a find he is for K1.
Oh, he really is.
He really is. Good turn against the Tyler.
Yeah, and that's also a thing too, right? Although this was kickboxing rules, guys, you got to be good in the clinch. Like, you cannot fight a tie. Even in kickboxing rules, guys, you're still allowed to, like, 1 knee, 2 knees before the ref actually has time to separate you guys. So the best game plan is to know the clinch, throw your knees in, and let the ref take you off. You might be able to get in like 2 or 3 knees before the ref really comes in and separates you.
Lerdsila, beautiful.
He turned him against the ropes.
Varga can punch, he can kick. I just love this fighter.
Stop! Step back. Last warning.
Impressive, Gabriel Varga tonight.
He's very impressive.
Extremely.
It's his training in the gym, his conditioning.
But if Lerdsila didn't have the movement and the eyes he did, he'd be knocked out, wouldn't he? I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. He is very elusive,
Hands are free.
very unorthodox.
But that's what I said, he can be very negative for people to watch because he stands on the ropes, but still, he's still in this.
He's still entertaining.
Yeah, he still is entertaining, yeah, for sure.
That's with the knee, that's what scores the most. When you get in the clinch, score the first knee, the referee will break
But
it.
there's no playing in K1.
No, there isn't. Just over 30 seconds left, and to me, it's Vargas all the way.
I love how Varga he looks so calm.
Yeah, he's not going to be lured into any games, is he?
No. He's a very disciplined fighter. You can see that.
So he's an incredible athlete. The body shape, he's an athlete as well.
Yeah, he is. In absolute tip-top shape. But you've got to give Lerdsila credit as well, so is he. His movement is incredible. If you can add that to Varga as well, wow, what a fighter, but still.
He's got to start scoring some
Yep.
points, so if he wants
So, guys, right, this is the exact position that Gabriel Varga was working every single time. Pretty much just inching his way in, right, and just keeping that high guard up the whole time, trying to stay safe. And then once you get in close, you really just got to let those hands go. And especially in kickboxing, guys, this is like the premier way to fight. Obviously, if this was Muay Thai, it'd be a little bit different. It's actually kind of crazy, man. You know, it's kind of crazy. What do we got in the comment here? Gabriel Varga is so good. Have you seen his sparring video with Jeff Chan? Yeah, man, it was fucking great. Guys, I was waiting for that. You know, I know Gabriel Varga doesn't like to do sparring videos, and I know you know, Jeff Chan's trying to get him more into the sparring videos. Dude, I think he should be making sparring videos every day because we want to see that, right? The community. I'm also part of the community. We want to see him do sparring videos. You know, so I saw him do a few more the other day. And I did see that one with Jeff Chan, and I was so happy for that collab because I feel like everybody, speaking for like the community, I think, you know, everybody was looking for that collab, man.
Wants it so much, Varga. End of the round. 3 3-minute rounds, and I'd say, and handy.
Yeah, so pretty much Gabriel won this one, and I will say he won it pretty dominantly. You know, obviously Lerdsila had his moments because no matter what, even in a losing fight, he's always going to have his moments. But in general, guys, Gabriel Varga did an amazing job of showing you how to fight against, you know, Lerdsila, a tricky fighter, and you know, somewhat of a Thai fighter in general. You know, even though I would say Lerdsila is not the most, you know, conventional Thai fighter, but in general, he did a masterclass on it. And I really wanted to make this stream and break this down, not only to show this fight and, you know, a contrary of, you know, kickboxing, you know, high guard compared to the Muay Thai style, but to give credit to Gabriel Varga, man, because I've been watching his content. His content is amazing, guys, amazing. And again, guys, you will not find a lot of super high level fighters actually making good content. I don't know why. And I kind of wanted to just, you know, shine a little bit of light on this. You know, I know I don't have as much followers or much audience as he does, but even if my following is into, if you guys are into my content, then you guys are going to love his content, right? So pretty much, guys, that was the fight against him. And you know, go check out his stuff, guys. Eventually I'm going to try to get a collab with him eventually in the future when I grow a little bit more. I wanted to check one more thing out before I ended the stream though, guys, which was you know, Alex Pereira. Guys, Alex Pereira, first off, guys, Alex Pereira has to be one of the best champions, not only because is he just disgusting, right, in general, like just a nasty fighter, but guys, he gives us so much content. It's crazy, right? Because I love the sparring videos. I love watching, you know, fighters spar and see how they look behind the scenes, see how it is when they're a little bit looser. And not a lot of pro fighters actually let us see the behind the scenes. And obviously it's for a reason, right? Like if you're always posting your sparring, it's easier for your opponents to see your style and, like, you know, work around it. Alex Pereira does not care. He does not care. You could look at his style. He's going to knock you out with he's gonna slip your jab, hit you with an uppercut, and he's going to slip your jab, hit you with a two. He doesn't care if you see his sparring. He's going to knock you out the same way. And I've actually been loving the Alex Pereira legacy, the era right now. Even though I don't think we have too many more fights with him, I've been loving the era in with Alex Pereira. So I kind of want to just break this one down here and just kind of look at this fight here. Or look at this sparring video.
Champion of South Korea known as Hunk, and Alex Pereira just sparred him, and this guy Hunk was looking good in there. He was not backing up because we saw a lot of sparring sessions. There was a lot of boxers who were backing up from Alex Pereira in a sparring session, but this guy was not.
Also, guys, what do you think here? Actually, you know what? Let me actually I'll keep the audio.
Good in there. He was not backing up because we saw a lot of sparring sessions. There was a lot of boxers who,
like, so sparring's so tough because you never know how hard your opponent's gonna go unless you guys blatantly say, hey, take it easy, or let's go hard, or whatever you guys want to say, right? Truly, in this situation, I'm not gonna lie, I think Hunk, right? I think this Asian guy, right, this Chinese guy's name is Hunk. I think he honestly got Alex Pereira off guard in the beginning. Like, Alex Pereira didn't know how hard he was gonna go or how fast he was gonna go. Obviously on video, everything's a little bit slower down, and you can't really tell how fast and how hard someone's going. But I will say in the beginning, it definitely didn't look like Alex Pereira was expecting this. And you can see as the sparring match goes down, he starts to turn it up.
were backing up from Alex Pereira in a sparring session, but this guy was not backing up at all. So let's take a look at it. Alex Pereira, the UFC light heavyweight champion, versus the boxing world champion.
But then again, right, the only problem with boxing or sparring boxers is that, and this is what I've noticed with my own life, seeing it in general, boxers don't really know how to spar light. Like, it's either they spar super light where you're not really getting a lot of good work in, or they're sparring very, very hard. right? Like it's ready for a fight. But you never really see them sparring at a pace where you can consistently grow without getting a headache or being on a consistent basis. That's why you see a lot of boxers, they only spar like maybe once a week, twice a week. It's because they go so hard in their sparring, they can't keep doing it on a daily basis.
South Korea.
And guys, what do you think? Does Alex Pereira like to just hard spar in general? I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching a lot of his sparring. I think he just likes to go spar hard. I think that's in general. I think he likes it as well. I don't know if maybe people bring it out of him. Because sometimes I see a lot of his sparring matches. It seems like usually his opponent hits harder first, but you never see Alex Pereira saying, "Yo, take it easy." Nobody ever says take it easy. And obviously, these guys are pro fighters. He's a champion. Will you ever tell a guy, "Hey, you're going too hard, take it easy"? Probably not, right? There's a lot of ego involved. There's a lot of things in general. And Alex Pereira never, you can never hit Alex Pereira too hard because he's always going to be up for it. So I always wonder, I'm like, does Alex Pereira just like to spar hard, or is he just matching his opponent's, style? Jesus. And the crazy part, right, is apparently Hunk is a boxing champion. It's crazy to think about Alex Pereira a little bit because, guys, the dude came from kickboxing. He does MMA now. The fact that he's able to get hard boxing rounds with champions, and he looks so competent in boxing. I know a lot of MMA fighters try to go ahead and move to boxing. I personally think Alex Pereira can do it, man. He does get clipped by a lot of stuff because he keeps his hands down, but it's actually kind of crazy to think about it. How well he does against just straight up guy. This guy just only trains boxing. Alex Pereira trains so many different things. So the fact that he looks this clean in boxing sparring, it's crazy to me, man.
You cannot just take your eye off from this sparring session. I mean, it is looking great right now because both the fighters.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna mute that.
Of them, and Alex Pereira's work. Striker, one of the best strikers right now in the UFC, and he's working more on his boxing skills so he can improve and do some more knockouts.
연결하십시오.
I don't know. And then, you always hear a lot of people saying that Alex Pereira only gets away with certain things because of his size, right? He's a giant. So the dude's a giant. So they say that he only is able to get away with having his hands down because he's a giant and he can just lean back. But guys, Hunk is also a giant too. So I actually like this sparring session because it kind of showed that even with that hands down style, most people can't do it, obviously, right? You have to have the right eyes, the experience for it. But even with a guy similar to his size, he's still doing extremely well with that style.
Every UFC fan was very surprised by this sparring session. That's how this guy stood against Alex Pereira. Everyone was praising this guy, everyone praising this champion of South Korea, and
Oh, my bad. He's South Korean? I thought he was Chinese the whole time.
everyone
Oh,
was
he just said South Korean. My bad, man.
really surprised about it. This guy was going toe to toe with Alex Pereira, and this is what you like to see. This is what you like. So make sure.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, man. Hopefully the Alex Pereira era stays long and proud, because I hope to see more sparring videos from him. And the dude is, like, honestly a content machine, knockout machine, and his story is crazy. Either way, guys, I want to say thanks for everybody that joined the live stream. I appreciate everybody that's joining it. I'm going to make this one short just because it's kind of late, guys, and I got to go do my stuff tomorrow. Either way, if you guys like the content, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You already know the deal. Either way, guys, I will see you on the next one.